What's up, everybody? This is Whiskey in the Six. I'm Rob. Doing a really kind of strange comparison today. Macallan 12-year-old Sherry Oak versus Glenmorangie Quinta Ruban 14-year-old. Now, the reason I chose these two whiskeys is because they've both been rebranded. Obviously, the new bottle on the Macallan 12-year-old Sherry Oak, this one is 43%, no added color. The Glenmorangie is finished in port. They've added 2 more years to it at 14 years old, 46%. So not a lot of similarities between the two. One is a sherry cask, one is a port cask. The reason why I put these two together is because of what's happening with the marketing behind them. The Sherry Oak 12-year-old is now $50 more in Ontario than its same age siblings. So the Double Oak 12-year-old is $100 and the Triple Oak 12-year-old is $100. Over here in Ontario, the Glenmorangie Quinta Ruban 14-year-old is the exact same price as its predecessor, which was 12 years old. So this has gained 2 years and stayed the same price, whereas this is the same age and gained $50 in price. These two have been criticized for their marketing in the past, criticized for the no age statements that they put out before, and now that they're both sticking more toward the age-stated whiskeys, let's see who's doing a little bit of a better job. Starting over here with the Macallan 12-year-old Sherry Oak. So it definitely still has some of those old characteristics. The nose is really nice. It does have that Oloroso sherry that you'd come to know with Macallan. Is it as strong on the nose as it used to be when it comes to that beautiful European oak that Macallan uses for their Sherry Oak line? Maybe not as much. But still really nice. Beautiful nose for sure. On the palate, sweet. Definitely get that European oak. Definitely get that sherry. It's more intense and spicy than the double cask for sure, which is American and European oak. Still all sherry. I would say that this is definitely better than the double cask. Better than the triple cask as well. Nice fruity flavors on the palate with a great chocolatey finish. Definitely great quality casks used for this one. Perhaps that's why they chose to raise the price $50. But I think a company like Macallan would have done really well by pricing this the same as its triplet siblings when it comes to the Double Oak and the Triple Oak. They're all 12 years old. Okay, this one is 43%. In Ontario, you can only get the 40% Double Oak and the 40% Triple Oak, but they are available in other provinces and in the US and other countries. Globally, this is more expensive than its siblings. Really good stuff. If I'm basing this just on quality alone, this one's probably an 86, 87. But because of the price and the fact that you can get the other two 12-year-olds for less money, I feel like I should dock the score on this whiskey a couple marks because of that price. $150 is a lot of money. Are you getting a great whiskey? Absolutely. But there are whiskeys for less a price that are just as good. Which brings me to the Glenmorangie 14-year-old Quinta Ruban. Again, this is finished in port casks, ruby port casks to be specific. 14 years old, 46%, so it gets a lot of boxes checked there. The only small issue with this one, I don't have that much of a problem with it. I wish they didn't do it just on a purist standpoint, but they add color to this whiskey. I don't think they would have had to add much because the Quinta Ruban is, like I said, ruby port cask, and port tends to give some nice color to whiskey anyway. Really nice nose here. You definitely get those port casks right away. I always get like strawberry fields when it comes to a port cask, and that's no exception here. Definitely more on the fruity side. I would say the slight winner on the nose is the Macallan Definitely more going on with those European sherry casks on the nose. On the palate, definitely sweeter on the palate here. You definitely get those port casks. It's a little bit of a one-trick pony in my opinion. There's something like viney, almost vineyard-like taste on the finish, green-like. The sweetness is mainly up front. The finish is not very long at all. But as you take a few more sips, the finish starts to last a little longer. You're tasting this a little bit more. Sweetness for sure. Definitely get a little bit of those strawberries, some chocolate notes. That green note kind of dissipates and now it's just sweetness and chocolate. Really nice actually. Less than $100 at the LCBO in Ontario. I'm assuming that's pretty much the global price or close to it with the exchange. Really good stuff. I like that a lot. I'm going to give this one an 86. Is it one that I have to have on my bar? No. Is it really good? Yeah, I like it a lot. Am I going to go out and buy it again? Probably not. It's too bad about the price on the Macallan because when you put them side by side, it's the better whiskey. And it's 3% less in ABV. So that just goes to show you how much that European oak really shines through in this whiskey. Better all-around whiskey is the Macallan. Better valued whiskey is the Glenmorangie. They're both around an 86. Slight edge maybe to the Macallan. Maybe I'd push that up to an 87. But you're saving $50 at the LCBO if you buy the Glenmorangie 14 Quinta Ruban. I commend Glenmorangie for keeping the price the same despite raising the age 2 years. I wish Macallan would make a little bit better decisions because not only is it more expensive at the LCBO, which tends to be a problem that is out of the hands of most companies, but this is globally more expensive than its same age siblings, the double oak, the triple oak. So that kind of bothers me. I have a hard time believing that they're hard pressed despite opening up their new distillery. I know those things cost a lot of money, but they're clearly making a lot of money globally. So I would think that they would be able to afford keeping this 12-year-old the same price as their other 12-year-olds. That's my rant about this 12-year-old. Very good stuff still. If price is not an issue for you, this is a great bottle to have on your bar. I think it's a crowd pleaser. Is it as good as old Macallan 12-year-olds? Probably not, but it's still very, very good. Alright, that's it for me, guys. If you like this video, give it a thumbs up. If you really like the video, you hit the subscribe button, hit the bell to get notifications for when I release a video. You can follow me on Instagram, Twitter, Facebook. You guys can support this channel on Patreon. Check out our podcast. On all places podcasts are available. Cheers.